Hello, my fellow comic collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is going to be a pretty interesting interview. I had a young comic collector reach out to me. He said, I'm younger than Obito, and Obito. I should always mess up his name. Obito. And I'm like, okay. And it's Donivan Comics. And he basically, he has a small YouTube channel, very small YouTube channel. He's just getting started. But I figured, hey, maybe I can help him out by introducing him to my audience. And, and he seems to be very keen. So that we got to encourage the younger members that are keen to, embrace the hobby. So without further ado, let's get into it. We'll bring Donivan.
Hello, guys. It's me, Comic Donivan.
Comic Donivan. So
Yep.
you should have used that in your
Yeah.
handle. It's okay though. So Comic Donivan. I don't know. I didn't know if the Donivan was first or afterwards. So Comic Donivan. So yeah.
Right.
So I'll put the link to your channel in the description so people can go over, check you out, maybe
Yep.
watch your videos. And yeah, I thought your videos, there's a certain charm to the, that
Right.
young attitude about collecting comics. So, how did you actually get started in collecting comics?
Actually, my dad got me into them whenever I was younger,
Okay.
and about a couple years ago, I actually got into it really a bunch.
Hmm.
So I collected since then. A couple years ago, about the comic boom, probably.
Yeah. So you bought it at the worst time, is what you're saying.
Right.
So yeah. So what did you collect? What was your focus when you first started?
Mostly Spider-Man. It used to be. Now it's X-Men.
Okay. Is that based on like having watched movies, or like what kind of inspired you?
I watched the cartoon show.
Okay. Like the 90s one, or
Yeah,
oh
the
really?
90s.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I like that back in the day. That was a great show.
Mhm.
Um did you watch that like on Disney? Is that where it was, or
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So which were your favorite characters?
Probably Jubilee. She was,
Oh really?
yeah.
That's an interesting one. Yeah,
Mhm.
she is kind of cool in the series actually. She's kind of the
Yeah.
main kind of little character. I always felt like her powers could be something. Sometimes they really seem overpowered, and then other times it seems like, oh, just pretty lights.
Right.
It's a kind of funny character. So yeah, and what was your first comic that you picked up when you started collecting?
Actually, I have it right here, and it was this Fantastic Four
Here,
and
I'll
the
make it big.
X-Men
Okay,
#1.
okay.
I
Is
bought
there anything
I bought
special
it at
about
a
that
flea
issue?
market. Hmm.
Anything special about that issue? Or
Uh, it's just a cool issue. Fantastic Four versus the X-Men. Mr. Fantastic is dressed up as Doctor Doom.
oh, that's cool. Yeah, so I mean, they always seem to like to have the superheroes fight each other. I think that's sort of
Yeah.
a comic thing. So yeah, so it's like here. I'm gonna click so many times. Okay, it's like I'm always clicking between the screens. Um, so yeah, so that was kind of your. Were your parents into collecting comics too, or like,
Yeah, my dad is.
and what does he collect?
He collects McFarlane. He loves McFarlane
Oh, okay. So he's a
ever since
Spawn
he was a
guy,
kid.
or Spawn, or like did he like his thing on Spider Man, or what did he?
Spider-Man mostly and
Oh,
Hulk.
okay, okay. Yeah, I actually I collected those back in the day as well. Probably your father's probably similar age to me. So yeah. Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah. So how about you show some of your books? We'll get right into showing books.
Yep.
Sometimes I talk too much and then never show any books. This is the time we got
Right.
to show some books. Okay. So I'll let you
Yep.
show your books, and you can tell a little bit about each book if you can, and like just give
Alrighty.
some explanation.
Yep.
Okay. I'll make you big.
Alright.
Okay.
So this one is an Amazing Spider-Man 303. This was my dad's personal copy from when he was 11. He bought it at
Okay.
Simon's Market,
Okay.
and that's why I like this one. It's a
So it's
Sandman
Spider-Man
and
303.
huh?
Spider-Man 303.
Yeah, 303.
So that's just after Venom. Then
Yeah, just after Venom.
that's cool.
And also, it's a Silver Sable and Sandman cover.
That's nice.
Now, this one, my dad drew. It was an Amazing Spider-Man
Sketcher.
25 sketch variant. And he drew
Oh
Carnage
wow,
and Venom.
he's a really good artist. Actually, that's quite nice.
Yeah, he was always into drawing.
That's really cool.
And also, he also did this one as well. It's Venom and Spider-Man.
What does it say above Spider-Man?
Huh?
What does it say above? It says something above. It looks like it says something above his head.
Oh, it says, "Don't touch my comics."
That's funny. Okay.
Now, this run, this Transformers universe,
Okay.
I used to look at the Transformers in here whenever I was younger.
Oh, okay.
Like these Transformers universe.
So did
I
you
have the
watch the
full four
Transformers
set
movies, or
here.
did you collect the toys at all, or
Huh?
did you watch the Transformer movies, or did you
Yeah.
collect the toys? Or yeah. Okay.
And also, here's the rest of the run. 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah. Show it. Just show it.
With the Dinobots. I like the Dinobots.
Okay. Did you watch the most recent movie with the
Huh?
Beast one? Did you watch the most recent Transformers movie
Yeah.
with the Beast Wars? Or
Yeah. With the Beast Wars?
yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so here we go with the Carnage run. We got 363.
I always like that one. That's a great cover with the floating heads. That's really
Yeah.
good.
And we also got 362.
I think, wait, that has a key. I think that's a key.
Yeah,
Isn't
second
that the
appearance of
first?
Carnage.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But also, we have here First Carnage.
Ah, first
Yeah.
Carnage. That's a great cover, too. I always thought that was a good cover.
Yeah, I always loved this cover. And then this one, this was like one of my first ever X-Men that I ever bought. X-Men 126.
Okay.
I think it's a
Just trying
first
to,
appearance of somebody, Proteus or
yeah, I'm just
something.
trying to remember. It's 126. I feel like
Yeah.
it's like Alpha
Now,
Flight or
this
one of those.
is one of my favorite characters from the X-Men run. First
Oh, yeah,
Jubilee.
Jubilee.
Yep.
For some reason, I kept on buying that book. I don't know why.
Yeah, right?
I really like Jubilee. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a very
This
cool one to
book,
have. That's actually a pretty big key, actually. It's a pretty big
yeah.
book.
This was my first ever slab or
Okay.
graded comic. My first Omega
Oh, that's a
Red
great
in
one.
9.2.
Not bad.
White pages.
Yeah, first Lobo, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Now, this book I picked up at my local comic shop for about $5. Pretty big key for $5.
Oh, wow. First Madam
First
Web.
Madam Web.
Yeah, that's really great. So wait, why did they sell it for $5? Is it like?
It's lower grade. It has some sun damage up here.
It looks decent. I mean,
It
it looks
looks
like there's.
it looks good.
Yeah, but I mean, wow, $5. That's a steal.
Yeah.
That's a really good price.
This book, me, my uncle, and my dad went up, and it was a 50% off day, and it was the dollar books were 50 cents. So we looked
Mm-hmm.
in the comic and found this.
Oh
for 50
wow,
cents.
that's first black suit, right?
Yeah, in
Isn't it?
Spectacular
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the black suit kind of appeared in like two or three books all at the same time,
Yeah,
right?
it
Like,
was ASM 252, Marvel Team Up 141, and that
and
Spectacular
that one.
Spider-Man.
That's the underrated one. I think that's a really great cover. I actually like the fact that it has Silver
Mhm.
Sable on it.
Yeah.
So,
Now this one, me and my dad
or
picked up
Black
the other
Cat.
day,
Sorry, Black
but
Cat.
I love Arthur Adams and Chris Claremont,
Hmm.
classic X-Men #1.
Wow, that's a great book. That book eluded me for so long for some reason. It's I
Mhm.
don't know why. I had the most difficulty trying to get that book. Every time I tried to buy it, it somehow disappeared.
Mhm.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like in line with the show, with kind of the
Now this one's a funny story. This one's Uncanny X-Men 221, and I knew it was the first appearance of Mr. Sinister, but I thought this guy on the cover was Mr. Sinister, but that's Havoc.
yeah, Havoc. Yeah.
Before I saw Mr. Sinister, but yeah, first appearance of Mr. Sinister. One of my favorite villains.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool villain. I'm hoping that they'll bring him back in the next TV series. I think he'd be
Mhm.
really cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're thinking about it, which I've seen them do. And then this one, I got this one for $20. This one it's a low grade copy, that's for sure. But it's Amazing Spider-Man 238.
Oh, nice. That's another big
First
key.
appearance of Hobgoblin.
Does it have the tattoos?
No, it doesn't have the tattoos.
Oh well,
It's a
yeah.
low grade copy though.
There's some other book that you can buy and then you can marry the two, where you can marry the tattoos. Like some other book that's like a dollar bin book has the tattoos in it, and you can sort of take
Mhm.
the tattoos from it. But that's still a great book.
Yeah.
I think he's
And
going to
this
come.
one,
I think Hobgoblin's going to be the I think they're kind of gearing up for him to be the bad guy
yeah.
soon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This one right here, this guy is one of my favorite uh X-Men characters, and this is they say it's a cameo of him, but I think it's his first full appearance or first appearance.
Hmm.
X-Men Annual 14.
Yeah, that's one
Supposed
of
to,
those controversial ones, like
yeah,
where. So I agree
it's
that's probably his first appearance.
because he showed up in like 10 panels.
Yeah, no, it's his first appearance. It was a mistake. They were
Yeah,
supposed to publish the other one first, but
yeah.
they had some delay.
And
But
also it's a newsstand. I'm pretty sure they were rare,
yeah.
like 1 in 500, I think.
Oh wow.
And then this one we got for $80.
Okay.
This is Amazing Spider-Man 252.
That is like I always found like that was like one of the most iconic Spider-Man covers of all time.
Yeah.
Just really great one.
First
I mean,
appearance
it's
of
sort of
Black
an
Suit.
homage to Amazing Fantasy 15,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's
Yeah.
a great one. Did
I
you
got
ever
that
think of
for
getting those slabbed, or like would you get it graded ever, or
no, it's just in a case.
no? But I mean, would you get it graded? I mean, would
Yeah,
you send it up?
yeah.
Because
It's
that's a
like an
pretty big book.
8.5 copy, I'd say.
Okay, that's pretty solid. Do you ever
I
press or do anything like that to try to up the grade, or
huh?
do you ever press your books or clean them, or
No. I mean,
no?
I don't press any of my books. I don't have a presser or whatever.
Okay, me either. So I'm too scared to do it actually. But
Right.
okay.
Right.
So do you have any others you want to show?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can see behind me there's a couple books. I mean, I could
Okay.
take this one down.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
This is first battle between Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, that's a great cover too. I always
Uh-huh.
like that one.
This is probably a 9698 copy.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that book was super hot, and I think it's still
Yeah,
super
it's
hot.
a super hot book right now because of the
Yeah,
Deadpool 3 movie coming out.
yeah. I think that's going to be the big book for that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. So yeah, that was it. That's pretty great. I mean, you've considering you've only been collecting a couple of years, you've picked up some
Yeah.
pretty major books.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have to do like manual labor or something like to earn the money, or do your parents are your parents pretty nice, or
I
how
mean,
does it work?
I make allowance, obviously, so that's
Mm-hmm.
some way of getting some
Funding the
money.
hobby, yeah. Do you ever
Yeah.
did you ever think of selling to buying, selling to buy books, or doing things like
No,
that?
not really. We just collect for the hobby.
Okay. And so like does your father ever give you any of the books from his collection, or
Yeah, I mean, a lot of books, yeah.
that's good. That's good. My son used to steal all my comics too. He,
Right.
he would steal all my Simpsons ones. He really liked Simpsons, and he liked Swamp Thing. He'd always steal from my my long boxes. So I'd be like, "Where's my?"
Where's my
But
swamp?
yeah, it's like so yeah. But yeah, it's cool. So it's really great that you got into the hobby. So how did you get into starting a YouTube channel? What made you? What
One
inspired that?
day I was like, I have comics, see, people can see what I have and stuff, and
Hmm.
I just kind of got into the groove of it.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. It's yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of like the whole community. I mean, that's one thing. I hope that people will reach out to you. I'm not sure if they like. Sometimes actually with Obito, or I always mess up his name. Um, People try to reach out to him, and
yeah,
because of his age, that he's under 18, there's restrictions. You can't actually reach out to him. So
right,
it's weird. So you might have the same thing where people try to reach out to you, but they can't. So it might
right,
be weird. But yeah, actually, that's one good thing about the community, though. They actually do try to hang out with each other and
yeah.
encourage people, especially young people, because the hobby really needs more young collectors. So that's good that Do you have friends that also collect or anything like?
No, not really. I mean, my uncle, he collects comic books.
Mhm.
He has a bunch of comics. He has like first Harley Quinn and first
Oh,
uh
nice.
actually his friend he actually picked up a Hulk 181 for $10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it
How do
was
you do
at a
that?
yard sale.
Oh, wow. Somebody must not have known what that was or something.
Right, he must have not known.
Yeah. Like actually, that's what like for people that don't know the hobby, they see number one and they think, oh, it's really valuable. But
Yeah,
if they see like 181, it must be, it's like
mm,
really late in this. Yeah, it must not be worth anything.
right.
But yeah, actually, you're actually in a really good situation because when I was a kid, like when I was really young, I collected coins, and I was like maybe 7 or 8 years old. And what would happen is because everybody knew that I collected coins as a kid, uh, like all my relatives would be like, "Oh, we have some old coins," and I'd get them for Christmas. I get all these coins for Christmas and stuff. So you might find that with comics that people will just sort of give you random comics
Right.
and take advantage of being young. Is my point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So what I was going to ask you, what would be your Grail books that you're hoping to chase after,
Hoping to chase after.
or that you are
Um,
chasing after, I should say.
my Grail book would probably be an X-Men one. That's my favorite book, but a book that
Okay.
I've been chasing after is ASM 300 versus Venom.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
That's another iconic cover. Uh,
Right.
Actually, right now is probably the best time to get that book because the prices have really dropped on that book.
Yeah.
So yeah, uh, you know. maybe find like a good yard sale.
Right.
So do you go hunting for comics very often, where you actually go to yard sales and try to find deals
I
or?
do some. I do some yard sales, but mostly my LCS.
Hmm. And do you
They
buy
have
off
like
eBay or anything like that, or?
not a bunch of times.
Hmm.
I mostly go to my LCS.
Are they pretty good LCS or?
Yeah,
Okay, that's
very good
good. As long as
LCS.
they like, I mean, you said that they had like 50% off sales. That's a that's a
Mhm.
pretty good time.
Yeah.
You should try one method that I did. This might work for you. Um, is like if you have a book, like let's say it's ASM 300, right? What you can do is say, okay, LCS, when they have that 50% off sale, say, hey, I'd really like to get this book. I really, really want this book. It's 50% off. Hopefully they do that. I'm not sure if they would do that on that book, but
Right.
what you do is you say, I'll make payments, like, and they, because you're young, they might be a little bit more lenient,
Yeah.
and you just say make payments on it, and like, pay like a little bit every month, and then at the end of it
Mhm.
you get some big books. That's how I got a lot of the books that I have. Like, I'd be
Oh,
like,
really?
okay, yeah, like, I'll make payments on it, because like, you know some of the books get pretty pricey. And like, it's hard to come up with big money, like, so doing the payments kind of works. um so where else can people find you? So you're on YouTube. Your YouTube channel is
Comic Donovan.
Comics Donovan. Comic Donovan. And do you have an Insta? Are you on Instagram? You're on
Yeah.
Instagram as well. So
Same
I'll
thing.
link both of those in the description. Um, and what else was gonna say? Yeah, is there anything you want to say to my audience? Like,
Okay. Um, go to subscribe to Comic Collector Geek. He's a very good guy.
but you don't have to say that.
Well,
But yeah.
probably a bunch of people subscribe to you
Hmm.
and
Okay. So
help
yeah,
me out a little bit, maybe.
yeah. So everyone that's watching this video, give the guy a sub. Go over, sub to his channel. He's a nice kid. We got to help these people. And
Yep.
if you have any extra books, send them his way. Send him an ASM 300. So yeah,
Right.
it's really great meeting with you. Again, we'll have to do this again in the future. Like, get
Mhm.
some big. Once you get your ASM 300, we'll have to do a part 2, and you can show your big book.
Right.
And yeah, I appreciate that you came on the channel. Thanks for reaching out to me. Even it's really nice of you. So yeah, to everyone watching, check out the links below to his channels on Instagram and on YouTube. And thanks again for watching. Bye for now.